What I'm hoping we can do is to spend a little bit of time talking about this intersection with art and justice, and then I'd like to just share some thoughts for, I know many of you will be heading to our Freedom Monument Sculpture Park, and I'm so honored to have with us this afternoon one of the greatest conceptual artists this country has ever produced. Those of you who will be going to Freedom Monument Sculpture Park will see one of his pieces that I'm incredibly excited to have at our space. Please join me in welcoming the extraordinary Charles Gaines.
I'm Charles Gaines. I'm standing here in front of my sculpture, which is called Hanging Tree, at the Freedom Monument Sculpture Park. And I'm happy, very happy to be here. As I do with these kinds of works, I try to make the works site-specific, a work that is in correspondence with the other works in the park and also with the general idea of the museum. The hauntingness of the space, of the environment, of this place and its role in the history created this compelling idea of the importance of place. Location and place compels the reality of the narrative aspect of the work. When the monument was constructed with the names after slavery had ended and black people were given the chance to choose their own names, I went up there and looked for my family name and found it. And that was a personal experience that directly connected me with the history and legacy of this environment. I was looking for hints of my own legacy. It was a profound experience. Because of another work I was working on, which involved the Billie Holiday song, Strange Fruit, I got the idea that a metaphorical approach to the idea of hanging, the legacy of hanging in the South, might be an appropriate idea. Strange Fruit, the song, refers to a body swinging, strange fruit swinging. And the idea of fruit and bodies gave me the idea to employ motion to the object. And I think that deepens the emotional reality of lynching, not literally, but very poetically. And it is that emotion that's important in order to keep this idea of the immense immorality, the awful nature of finding a way of legitimately hanging people. I was born in Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm old enough to have lived at the time when Jim Crow laws were still in effect. And I remember them as a kid. Remembered, places for black people, places for white people. And I remember going on a bus and sitting at the front of the bus, and my mom grabbed me and pulled me to the back of the bus while I was yelling and screaming, according to her. She didn't realize that I was an early civil rights worker, at the age of 5 or something. And it always struck me, even at a young age, why this structure existed and who created it, who caused it, who produced that. These are questions that were really a part of me my entire life. And coming to this place was the first real, palpable expression of answers to all those questions I had my whole life. And not only that, those answers were triumphant. These were narratives, histories that were finally in the hands of people who were victims of the colonial enterprise and finally being expressed through their own words, and I should say through my own words. And so this place really has that kind of meaning for me.